Welcome into Utah Valley University. I'm Dave Harrison alongside Mike Matthews for elimination games in the State 5A tournament today. Starting game, we've got Pleasant Grove and Maple Mountain. They split the first two games they played. Maple Mountain had to play an extra one in between when they beat Fremont yesterday morning, but an opportunity for either one of these teams. Winner goes to the state championship series.
Yeah, we knew we were going to see a battle between these two teams. Trading blows now. Now it's a winner, and winner goes on to the championship. Loser goes home. Excited to see how these two teams come out and play today.
We're going to see a Ryder Huntsman going for Pleasant Grove today. He had a fantastic game to start this tournament, and it's going to be tough if he throws the ball like he did the other day.
Yeah, for those that didn't see that game, absolute masterpiece. 6 perfect innings. I believe he struck out 8 of the first 10 or 12 that he saw. Absolutely dominant in his first outing. He's on the bump today for Pleasant Grove. We're going to run through Pleasant Grove's lineup. Nash Clement will start hitting leadoff. Baki Wolfgram batting second. Davey Staffieri will be batting third for the Vikings. Keaton Nordic will be batting fourth. Ryder Huntsman batting fifth. Connor Ibarra batting sixth. Damon Banks in the 7th spot. Carter Casperson in the 8th spot. Tobin Dagelback in the 9th spot. And Talon Page not hitting and playing center field.
So Kevin Carter, the starting pitcher for Maple Mountain. And again, we saw this yesterday. Pitcher asked to take the arm sleeve off. You ever wear an arm sleeve to pitch?
No.
I don't think they were invented when I pitched. So Carter Jr., 1.81 ERA, 7-1 record. This is his 15th appearance. So easy to say we've got the two aces on the mound for this deciding game here at Utah Valley University. So
Yeah.
First pitch, ball one.
And you know both these teams understand what's on the line. They're going to put their best foot forward.
Clement with a line drive over the shortstop's head. Starts things off for Pleasant Grove. Second pitch of the day. So imagine we're going to see some aggressive swings today. You're looking at the flags out beyond center field, and they are blowing straight out. So Waka Wolfgram, catcher for Pleasant Grove, bats left. Clement on first.
Clement in motion almost every time he was on base.
Bunt laid down, and the play made by Hayden Hyatt. Out number one, but they moved the runner.
Good job by Wolfgram laying down the sacrifice bunt. Nash Clement now in scoring position for the Vikings.
Davey Staffieri steps to the plate. Pleasant Grove shortstop. We talked about how good Ryder Huntsman was, but Kevin Carter, this is his 15th appearance, and he's got an ERA below 2, so another dominant pitcher. I'm excited to see these guys throw. This one gets away. Clement moves down to third.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a cross up here. A little conversation between Kevin Carter and his catcher. You could see he didn't even try to seem to like frame or block that. Ball just was completely missed. Clement over to third, now only 90 feet away, 1 out.
Staffieri looks at ball 2. So this is the 5th time these two teams have played. Each team's won 2. And a strike. Carter gets the call at the bottom of the zone. See how aggressive Pleasant Grove is with the runner on third. Breaking ball gets the outside part of the plate.
Yeah, these teams playing the same region in 5A, then facing each other in the winner's bracket game earlier with Pleasant Grove winning that one, then meeting up yesterday. Maple Mountain taking that one, and we are now here today.
Steffiani with the line drive into center field, and it gets over his head. All to the wall. Clement, he's going to score. And Davey Staffieri into third base with a triple. Pleasant Grove up 1-0.
Yeah, and right there you can see it. That ball got up in the air. That is a sacrifice fly on any given day. The wind literally pushed that to the deepest part of this ballpark. I bet you that ball carried up almost over 400 feet out there, short hopping the wall.
Yeah, and Kai Ward looked like he had a good jump on the ball. He turned, first step was the right way, but like you said, the ball just carried. So Keaton Nordic, cleanup hitter now. Looks at strike one. Keaton swinging a miss.
Kevin Carter, a little extra juice on those two. You can tell he's like, he did not want to give up a top of the first run to the Vikings, give them any type of momentum.
Swings through the ball. Good pitch again, so 3 straight. And Carter strikes out Keaton Nordic.
Now, number 7, Ryder Huntsman.
So Ryder Huntsman, the pitcher, steps in. He had a nice day yesterday. 2 outs now. They need to put the ball in play. 1 out, you can just get the ball in the air. Ground ball foul.
And you know that Pleasant Grove really wants to get as many runs as they can. You get a runner within 90 feet and not score him in this game, you're probably going to think that was a big-time missed opportunity.
Foul on the right side. Boy, that wind pushed the ball. As soon as it got up above the stadium roof, it turned. It looked like some of my wedge shots. The 0-2 driven into center field. This time right at Kai Ward. So good start for Pleasant Grove. 2 hits and 1 run. We'll be back with the bottom of the first after this. Back at Utah Valley University for the bottom of the first inning. Pleasant Grove ace Ryder Huntsman on the mound. And he'll face Nash Ferguson, who steps in for Maple Mountain. Good start offensively for Pleasant Grove in the top of the first. See if they can come back and put up a 0 now.
That seems to be a problem from every team. One team scores, the other one answers. We've seen it all week long.
Huntsman starts him off with a strike.
Nash Ferguson 1 for 5 yesterday against Pleasant Grove.
This is high with the breaker. Ooh. Just misses the outside corner. Left field's playing really deep. Center field pretty much straight away.
I'd argue center's pretty deep, actually,
Yeah,
with how big that ballpark is. And we see another hit batsman again. So after going 6 perfect innings, Ryder Huntsman surrenders his first base runner of the 5A state tournament here at UVU with a hits batsman to the leadoff hitter.
It might be nerves. I mean, you know, you're in an elimination game now. This is do or die. And, you know, 16, 17-year-old kids anything can happen. So Nash, Ferguson gets back to the bag. And Caden Giles still standing, waiting for the first pitch. They must expect Ferguson to go. He doesn't. Giles squared to bunt. So same philosophy, get the base runner over to second base with less than 2 outs.
And I'm not sure Huntsman's doing this, but there were occasionally times where I just didn't have a good feel for the baseball.
Giles gets the bunt down. Nicely done. Nordic comes up, and the throw is late. Really well executed by Caden Giles.
Yeah, great bunt there by Caden Giles. Perfectly placed. Hustling down the line. Safe. Nobody out. First and second for the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles.
Yeah, he got that right in the sweet spot. There's an area down that third base line where if the third baseman's not playing really shallow, it's tough to make a play there. And Keaton Nordic did a fantastic job. Came in barehanded and made a throw, but Giles beat the throw out.
Yeah, Nordic making what is normally just an easy bunt for a single, make it very close.
First pitch, strike to Jeremiah Hall. Shortstop. He hits one back to the pitcher. Huntsman gets it, goes to second. The turn, not in time. Really athletic play that time by Huntsman.
Yeah, good job by Pleasant Grove all around. Huntsman able to field that. Feet not quite underneath him. He's working uphill on the pitching mound. Throws a ball just slightly down the dirt. Picked well by the shortstop, Staffieri, I believe, and thrown over to Damon Banks. Not in time to get the double play, but they did get the runner at second.
Pretty good turn by Clement. So runners on the corners. And 1 out now. Mick Windward. Windward squares. And Huntsman misses just high. Excuse me. Mitch Walker is at the plate. Walker had a bomb yesterday in the first inning. 3-run shot. See if he can do it again. Runner goes. The throw to second, not in time. So Hall steals the base. And runners now in scoring position. And you know Walker's trying to get this ball up in the air now. Sack fly'd be great, but we've seen his power, and he gets the ball up in the air. He will carry.
Yeah, you're going to want to challenge. Yeah, definitely get a ball in the air. See if you can get a sacrifice fly. But, man, for what we've already seen and how the wind is swirling, now blowing right out to right center, might just be a difficult day for the outfield.
Huntsman gets him swinging on a fastball up and in. Good spot there for a fastball. And ball pitch misses outside.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of fathom this, but Ryder Huntsman pitches 6 innings, not one pitch out of the stretch. Now into the first inning, he's been in the stretch nearly the whole time.
Yeah, he hit the first batter on Walker. Strike on the outside corner. Huntsman gets his first strikeout. And 2 outs now. Mick Windward. at the plate, and Maple Mountain needs to answer. We've got guys second, third against Huntsman. You want to take advantage.
Yeah, again, we talked about getting a runner 90 feet away, feeling like if you don't punch him home, it's a bit of a kind of a major,
A little bit of a letdown. Huh?
yeah, major letdown emotionally. That's what I was trying to say. But then talk about an emotional letdown. You get 2 runners on the top of the first, nobody out. You can't score them. That's just a momentum boost for Pleasant Grove.
Yeah. The windward swings, the ball driven into right field. Fly ball. Ibarra settles under it. And Pleasant Grove gets out of it without any damage. So the bottom of the first, Pleasant Grove leads 1-0. We'll be back after this.
Okay, so now he decides to exercise.
Yes, this was the best angle.
Life can get a little messy.
No way. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Best day ever.
Some taps create chaos.
No.
Tap Spend gives you 1% cash back when you spend and 2.75% APY when you don't. Tap responsibly. Visit tapbank.com.
Injuries are difficult, especially when you're trying to continue competing at a high level. At Athletic Potential, we specialize in helping baseball and softball athletes overcome pain, improve performance, and stay on the field longer. From shoulder and elbow injuries to back, hip, and knee pain, our experts understand the unique demands of throwing, hitting, and rotational sports. Whether you're a competitive, collegiate, professional, or recreational athlete, our individualized approach is built specifically for you. Visit www.athletic-potential.com to schedule your consultation today.
Connor Ibarra, right fielder, steps in as we get set to start the second inning here. Dave Harrison alongside Mike Matthews. KSL Sports Rewind. And Carter's pitch gets all the way to the backstop.
Connor Ibarra, 1 for 4 in the meeting between Pleasant Grove and Maple Mountain yesterday.
Holds a breaking ball foul. You know, Carter's in the dugout the entire time Maple Mountain's up just thinking about coming out. Got to get the first guy out. I got to get outs. Can't afford to get any further behind Pleasant Grove with Huntsman on the mound. Go ahead quickly, 1-2. Fouled out of play. Pretty good crowd filing in today, not having to battle the graduation traffic down here at UVU. 2 fantastic games, this one and the next one. Carter misses high.
Yeah, I would say if you are anywhere in the neighborhood in Provo or anywhere really, and you're only a few minutes away, come to UCCU ballpark right now. We're going to have great baseball for the next couple hours.
A little bloop line drive. Jeremiah Hall makes the play. Out number 1.
Coming to the plate, number 23, Damon Banks.
It's kind of a weird ball there. It almost looked like it maybe caught the end of the bat a little, had some different spin on it.
Yeah, he was caught him out front and off the end. The ball just kind of died.
Damon Banks steps in, looks at a ball low. Breaking ball misses outside.
Damon Banks 1 for 2 yesterday with a walk and a strikeout.
And good pitch on the inside corner. thought it was a strike, but this one is. See if he holds up the 2-2. Nope.
Didn't hold up anything.
Well, he probably doesn't know either. He's hoping for a hit. Ball fouled off. Banks off his shin. He's not wearing any of the protective gear either.
Yeah, he's got batting gloves on.
Well, okay. I'll give him batting gloves.
Yeah, we saw a guy walk out yesterday with, look at it, elbow guards, all these kind of things. One guy come out, no batting gloves, no guards, nothing. Surprised he had a helmet on.
Yeah. Banks steps in, looks for the 2-2. Carter looking for the strike call, nearly the same spot.
That's a great backdoor breaking ball. It is off the plate. That's exactly where it needs to be. You want to have a chase out there. No chase from Pleasant Grove there.
And Banks takes ball 4. And those aren't missing by a ton. In fact, Carter's asking the exactly where he missed.
Now play number 33, Carter Casperson.
Casperson, a pretty big kid. I saw him up here in the hallway. Looks like he played linebacker.
I don't recall seeing Casperson in the opening day game with Pleasant Grove. He wasn't in the lineup. Comes in and hits a pinch hit home run in the game 2.
Bounding ball to short. The turn by Beanfield, and it gets away from Windward. Nice play. Hall got it to him quick. Pretty much tailor-made. So that brings Tobin Daigle back to the plate. Pitch just misses outside. Two down here in the top of the second inning. Elimination game. Winner of this game goes on to the state championship. And they'll face the winner of the Spanish Fork Westfield game, which will follow this one at 7 o'clock. Hitters count. And he watches a strike.
Seemed like it was taken the whole way there.
Yeah. Casperson had a pretty big lead there. Brooks behind the plate with a good arm.
Just trying to disturb some rhythm over there from Casperson. Just trying to make sure that he's mixing up his timing as Kevin Carter.
Fouled back. 2-2 now.
And you saw it right there. Kevin Carter comes set. Basically a 2 count, picks over. And then on that one, as soon as he comes set, immediately to home plate. Just changing up his timing.
Saw a couple times yesterday pitchers do that, got pickoffs. Line drive hit sharply up the middle. Dagelbeck with a base hit. So 2 out, not. And Pleasant Grove in business again, back to the top of the lineup with Nash Clement, who started the game off with a single.
Dagelbeck, good job there. See, recognizing breaking ball, staying back long enough to get the barrel into the zone, driving it straight back up the middle. We got a little bit of a 2-out traffic here on the base pass for the Vikings.
Fourth hit for Pleasant Grove here early in the ball game. Clement takes strike 1. As important as it is to make sure that the runners aren't taking free bases. 2 outs, you really got to focus on the batter.
Well, with Nash Clement at the plate, you really can't focus anywhere else with the way he's been swinging the bat this state tournament.
Carter quickly up 0-2. Clement didn't seem to agree with the strike call.
Maple Mountain fan base did.
Yeah. Clement swing and a miss. So Carter gets the strikeout to end the threat in the top of the first inning. Score remains 1-0 Pleasant Grove.
While we all love spending time supporting our high school teams, Waddup's Insurance Agency is the team that will support and help protect you. Whether it's your business, home, rental properties, cars, or recreational vehicles, Waddup's Insurance Agency is the local insurance pro you can count on. Call or text us at 801-683-3663 to evaluate your insurance program.
Back at Utah Valley University, Maple Mountain now at the plate in the bottom of the second inning, and Huntsman starts him off with a strike. Brooks Pratt, the catcher, line drive in the right field, and Maple Mountain again with base runners. You talked about it. Huntsman didn't give up anything in that first game, and here he is, third base runner already.
Yeah, I mean, what Huntsman did in his first game was really special, something you just don't ever see. And to expect him to do it all over again would just be a bit too much of an expectation, although I'm sure Ryder would probably disagree with you. He'd expect to probably throw a perfect game every time, but this is what you expect to see in an elimination game between these two teams.
Yeah, Maple Mountain, they're a really good baseball team. And they didn't get to where they're at because they were timid. You know, they're going to expect to be able to get hits on anybody they face. Lincoln Beanfield squares the bunt, pulls it back. Strike anyway. Crew Corey is running. Him is a courtesy runner for Maple Mountain. He's on first base. Dives back in. He had a fantastic game yesterday, too. Crew Corey did. A couple of big hits in the Maple. I must figure Corey's going to run 2 straight. And there's no limit. You can throw over as many times as you want.
Yeah, I was going to say, make sure baseball and high school baseball, as the ball's laced up the middle by Beanfield. That'll advance the runner up 90 feet, and we've got first and second with nobody out in the bottom of the second inning.
Beanfield does a good job, stays on that, drives it right up the middle. And the first 2 hitters of this second inning for Maple Mountain reach. And that brings Hayden Hyatt to the plate. First and second, no outs. They had this in the first inning. The Huntsman was able to get out of it. Squares the bunt, first baseman all the way in. Ball misses high. See a lot more small ball in high school than you do probably at higher levels. They're trying to get the base runners over any way they can. And frankly, the execution is pretty good.
Yeah, it has been actually between these, especially in these two teams. We've seen very good bunts in high pressure situations.
Hyatt pulls it back. And you'll see that a guy will square to bunt, pull back, and swing, and gives him a little bit of advantage when you get those infielders that are crashing to play the bunt. Squares again. This time he pulls it back. And Huntsman thought he had a strike, but ball 3.
Yeah, maybe an unwritten rule I don't know about, but if you square around for bunt, you better be ready for a pitch inside. We've seen a lot of balls miss inside to would-be hitters trying to bunt. Seen somebody get hit in the face by one.
Again, he comes inside, ball 4. And little things that batters will do to try and mess with a pitcher, that's one of them. They'll square to bunt with no intention of bunting or swinging, but just to see if they can get the pitcher to throw a ball. They got 4 straight there.
A lot of times you'll do it with just basically until you get a strike to see what the defense will do, get a read. Well, you just keep going back if you're going to get 4 straight balls out of it.
Yeah. So Huntsman now with the bases loaded. Kai Ward at the plate. And he swings at the first pitch.
I like this approach by Kai Ward. He is due for a big-time hit for Maple Mountain. He's been playing very well.
Maple Mountain's got to feel really good about the base runners they've got, but they've got to convert. Huntsman comes up and in. I like a pitcher that's not afraid to throw the ball inside. So many of these batters are standing right on top of the plate that if you don't attack that inside part, you play kind of into their hand. Ward hits a breaking ball into right field. He drives back. Ibarra over his head off the bottom of the wall. 2 runs are going to score, and they're sending a third. And 3 score. 3-run triple. Kai Ward with a huge blast.
Yeah, we said Kai Ward was ready and due. You could see it in the box. You just had a feeling this kid was going to break out in a big way. A 3-run triple for Kai Ward to get Maple Mountain on the board.
Stayed back, hit that breaking ball the opposite direction, and that wind blowing out, and it just carried over the top of right fielder Connor Ibarra's head. Short hopped the fence. That nearly got out of here.
Mm-hmm.
So that brings Nash Ferguson to the plate, and Maple Mountain now with a 3-1 lead. Ferguson shows the bunt, pulls it back. So huge start to this second inning for Maple Mountain. No outs, and they've scored 3 runs. Strike 1. And a guy on third.
And they've earned every one of them but one. 2 singles to start the inning off, and then a walk to Hayden Hyatt. 4 straight balls as he squared around a bunt, and then Kai Ward driving him in on a bases-clearing triple.
Mild outrage in the stands at the ball call.
Little talk from Pleasant Grove. Wolfgram looking at his dugout saying, hey, it's okay. Coach Henry didn't mind coming out to say his piece either way.
And this ball is high, gets away all the way to the backstop. Wolfgram tosses to Huntsman, not in time. And Kai Ward scores from third.
Yeah, that wild pitch looked like it was going to be an easy score for Kai Ward. Ball bounced off the backstop pretty firmly. Still had enough time for Kai Ward to come in and score.
Saw that one time last night, a high ball gets past the catcher, and he turned around and fielded it on a 1-hop off that bounce back. So
Mhm.
Wolfgram, obviously aware of that, did a nice job. Just the toss to Huntsman was on the wrong side of his body, and so he had to turn, unable to get the tag down in time. So Pleasant Grove coach out to talk to the home plate umpire. And this brings Caden Giles up, and he drives one in. Excuse me, Nash Ferguson drives one into the gap. This gets all the way to the wall, and he coasts into second base.
Maple Mountain pouring it on, has sent 5 straight hitters to the plate. All 5 have reached, 4 have scored. And Nash Ferguson now standing at second base.
Still no outs. So Pleasant Grove, they're going to take a minute, regroup on the mound. And you wonder how short a leash. I mean, you know, as a coach, you're thinking, okay, this is my guy. I've got to believe in him. I know he's going to be able to work through this, but this is an elimination game. And so how much time do you give a guy to figure it out?
Yeah, it's 4-1. Nobody out here in the second. Nobody up in the bullpen, but that doesn't mean somebody's not ready. We can see him pull somebody from the field and bring him in.
Tobin Danglebeck in left field is literally standing a foot from the track. So Caden Giles now with Ferguson on second base, no outs. Huntsman steps off. Giles squares, pulls it back. Kind of the same thing we saw Hayden Hyatt do. Square, pull it back, and Huntsman missed 3 balls right on the inside part. See if he does it again here. He does. He squares, he lays it down, and it's a foul. Breaking balls are tough to lay down.
Yeah, especially one that's already out and down. He committed to it. Unless you're pushing that to first, that's difficult to pull it back to the third base line. That's what he was trying to do. Foul ball.
One to one. He squares, pops this one straight back.
Giles unable to get the bunt down. Now 2 strikes, likely to swing away.
Fouls one back. Hopefully it doesn't hit my truck. Got a prime parking spot today.
Prime for you not having to walk very far, or prime for a foul ball to find your truck?
Both. That's kind of the trade-off.
High risk.
Yeah, it's an older truck. And pitch catches the outside corner, and Giles goes down looking.
Yeah, that's one of those things with baseball karma. Call it what you want, the baseball gods, whatever. You miss 2 bunts, getting 2 bunts down on 2 strikes. Somehow it usually comes back to bite you just like that.
So Hall bunted one back to Huntsman in the first inning and reached on the fielder's choice. So Ferguson stands at second. A hard cut. Jeremiah Hall swinging. That was a healthy hack.
And you know your Huntsman here, you are happy to see at least 1 out on the board now.
Kind of settles your nerves a little bit when you get that first out. And Hall fouls another one back, and he thought, not real happy with that. He felt like he should have been able to hit that one hard.
Yeah, he got excited. I don't know if he's upset that he missed it or upset that he swung on a ball that was up in the zone, kind of like that.
just misses outside.
Yeah, if you're playing MLB The Show, that's a perfect pitch right there. Man, Huntsman dotting up the black on the outside corner. No call from home plate umpire. We'll do it again. 1-2.
Beautiful day at the ballpark. A little breezy, wind blowing basically straight out to center field, but temperature's perfect. Hall looks at ball 2.
Ryder reaching back for a few extra miles per hour on that one. Sometimes you just get a little out of your mechanics, get a little bit too rotational, pull that ball off the outside corner. That's what he did there.
Good jump by Hall, laying off. Hall goes down and gets a low one that bounces foul.
It's actually a really difficult pitch to hit that Hall just got to. Ball's down and away, moving away from him. Able to stay focused long enough. Put it in play, get it to go foul.
Down and in for a tall right-hander. It's a tough spot to get to. So the 2-2. Swing on. Shot into the gap again. And Nash Ferguson's going to coast around third into home plate. And Maple Mountain with the 5th run of this second inning.
Yeah, just a great job of hitting right there. Staying focused on it, fighting off a few pitches, and then getting a pitch a little bit more over the zone, driving it into center field for the RBI single.
So Walker steps to the plate. All on first now. Quick move to first. All back in time.
Fairly long inning here for Huntsman. Not sure how many pitches we're seeing. That pitch is behind Mitch Walker. Hall going to take second base.
You know, having coached a lot of Little League and girls softball, you always tell them, if the ball's over here, pull your bat down. You don't want an accidental foul ball. But at this level, typically you don't see that much.
Yeah, I feel like that's a skill that goes away as you get older.
Yeah, not one of those coaching points I went over probably pregame. So the 1-1 now. Good pitch there.
Mitch Walker is strikeout, his first at bat. You know he'd love to put another run across the board for the Golden Eagles.
Hall moved up to second on the wild pitch. Ooh. I think Walker thought it was a strike the way he stepped out of the box, but happy for another look.
Yeah, he second-guessed that for sure. Looking full take, seeing the pitch, realizing it's breaking back, kind of buckles him just a little bit. No call.
This one in the dirt. Count goes full. Huntsman got out of some trouble in the first inning, stranded a couple of base runners. But Maple Mountain's gotten to him a little bit here in the second inning. Walker waits for the full count pitch. Misses just high. And Nash Clement at second base with his arms in the air. Can't believe it. Scoreboard showing 2 outs. We're just showing the one.
It is just one. We
Yeah.
just saw the umpire signal the score booth to change it to 1.
The ball fouled back by Mick Winward.
Hey, cross up here, maybe? Maybe a little change. Say Wolfgram maybe he's thinking, yeah, that he was completely all over that pitch as that ball is fouled straight back. Maybe a little change of what they want to do here.
Winward fouls it back again. You know, they've fouled off some balls, but they've really done a pretty good job of staying inside, keeping the ball. They've hit 3 base hits right up the middle.
Yeah.
And then Kai Ward waited on that breaking ball and put it in the right field. And a swing and a miss. So Huntsman with his 3rd strikeout. And that brings Brooks Pratt to the plate. Singled in the first. And we came into this one thinking we've got a pitcher's duel. And Maple Mountain said, no, we don't.
Nobody told Maple Mountain, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe they did. Came with a little extra
A little incentive.
purpose. Yeah, a little purpose.
Wolfgram liked the pitch, framed it just off the outside corner.
Definite disagreement with the call here.
I think that volume will just continue to rise the later into the game we get. Huntsman. This one's a strike.
A lot riding on this game. You can hear it in the fans. Every pitch has got cheers. It's got some moments of people upset.
A little consternation going on.
Yeah.
Good pitch there. And Pratt falls behind 1 and 2.
You know you're doing something right. You've got 2 storied programs here. Good programs, heavily invested communities. All want to see their teams do a good job. All want to see them advance to the championship.
Huntsman trying to get out of this without any further damage. Already 5 runs here in the bottom of the second inning. This is just outside. The last.
A lot of Pleasant Grove fans upset. We have a unique advantage of being nearly directly behind home plate and in an elevated position. That is a great 1-2 pitch that's out away off of the plate to try and get a chase. If you're a rider, you're not upset you didn't get a call. You're just upset you didn't get a chase on that one.
Pratt watches another ball go by. And they've just pounded the outside part of the plate against Brooks Pratt. I'm sure the scouting report says don't leave anything inner half over the middle.
See the runners take off here in a full count with 2 outs.
Runners go. Swing and a miss. Huntsman gets out of the inning, but not after giving up 5 runs. And Maple Mountain takes a 5-1 lead heading to the top of the 3rd.
Tab Bank, home of the Tab Spend Rewards checking account with 2.75% annual percentage yield on your account balance and 1% cash back on eligible purchases. Tap responsibly. Visit tabbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC.
Back to start the 3rd inning. Kevin Carter stays on the mound for Maple Mountain. Maple Mountain puts up a 5 spot on 4 hits, and they got to Ryder Huntsman. And we talked about it. They had to take advantage of the opportunities against Huntsman. So you get guys on base in the 1st inning, unable to convert. 2nd inning, totally different story.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about missed opportunities becoming problems. Maple Mountain all over that one.
Wolfgram puts a charge into this one. Deep into right field. It's back, and it's out of here. Wolfgram is pumped.
What a shot by Wolfgram. Taking the first pitch and launching it just off to the right of the scoreboard here at UCCU Ballpark. An absolute blast and an answer back from Pleasant Grove.
Some car driving by on the on-ramp to I-15 got a souvenir. That ball was crushed. There was a little bit of emotion, or a lot of emotion, shown by the Pleasant Grove dugout after the end of that inning when Huntsman struck him out. And a lot of noise in the stands, a lot of noise in the dugouts. And sometimes you see that energy, it doesn't necessarily turn anything positive, but Wolfgram used that energy first pitch and took it out. So Staffieri had a triple his first at bat. And the outfielders are all deep.
Staffieri responsible for the run batted in. Nash Clement back in the 1st inning, which gave, at the time, Pleasant Grove the lead.
And this ball misses outside, so Staffieri gets a free pass.
Not exactly what you're looking for if you're Kevin Carter to come in, give up a home run and then a walk. We'll have a meeting on the mound here. Maple Mountain's coaching staff.
So the 2 seed and the 3 seed, you're going to expect a really close, well-played ball game. And both these teams can hit it.
We've seen it all week long. Teams that will get up, have a big number on an inning. 5 runs on a scoreboard is a big-time crooked number. But we've seen it time and time again here in the state championship. Just because you put up a big number doesn't mean that a big number isn't to follow immediately after. And it seems to be kind of the norm at this point. You almost expect at least another crooked number to come. Just shows the heart and the determination and the discipline of these teams to be able to stay in the game mentally and emotionally. They do not want to go home. Both these teams wanting to go home only if they're holding the state championship trophy.
This is the moment these kids practice for and play for and focus on throughout all their training and all that time in the winter in the batting cages. And it manifests itself out here. You see some really fantastic performances by these kids.
That's what you want to see if you're Maple Mountain coaching staff. Come out, settle your guys down. First pitch, breaking ball, call for a strike. Good job by Kevin Carter.
Nordic at the plate. Staffieri on first. And Keaton struck out his first at bat. Carter out of the stretch. Swing, bouncing ball to third. Hyatt's got it. Goes to second. The turn in time. Beanfield that time gets the turn and makes a great play. And Maple Mountain erases 2.
What great pitch by Kevin Carter to get the 5-4-3 double play and extinguish any momentum at the moment that Pleasant Grove had. Great job by the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles.
Hyatt caught the ball moving to his left, got the ball out quick, and a really nice exchange by Beanfield. So 2 outs now. Ryder Huntsman at the plate. The pitcher, he'd love to help himself out here. Ball misses inside. Huntsman, 366 batting average. Couple of home runs, 19 RBI. Watches a strike. Taking 3-0 there. And swinging a foul ball. And Huntsman stays in and gets hit. Breaking ball just didn't break. Started it right at his shoulder, and it stayed there. So Huntsman on base.
Connor Ibarra, a fly ball to shortstop last time.
Carter back into the stretch now. Huntsman at first. Huntsman runs well. Groves on in for strike 1. Carter delivers. This is outside. We've seen a couple of balls hit to the right side. Well, actually, we've seen 3 balls. 2 to right, 1 to center that just carried.
And we've seen the wind die down maybe just a little bit. It is swirling now.
Line drive, left field, running back, making a play is Nash Ferguson. So Ferguson makes a fantastic play in left field. Pleasant Grove gets 1 back, and they trail 5-2. We'll be back for the bottom of the 3rd after this. Welcome back to Utah Valley University. I'm Dave Harrison, aside Mike Matthews, and we are covering the State 5A elimination game. Game 1. The winner of this will move on to the championship series. We'll take on the winner of Westfield and Spanish Fort. So Huntsman stays in the game after giving up 5 runs in the bottom of the 2nd inning. And he faces Lincoln Beanfield, who just turned a fantastic double play.
Yeah, I think Pleasant Grove thinking let's send him back out, see if he can get settled down and into a rhythm. And if not, you've got a few players on the bench that'll definitely be able to come in. But we're going to get as much as we can out of Ryder today.
Kind of one of those dance with who brung you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you like to ride your horses and have confidence in the guys that have done great things all year. So ground ball, Staffieri comes up and throws Beanfield out for out number 1.
Oh, that's what you're hoping for, sending back out there, although it's a 5 spot. You want to see him actually maybe get into a little trouble before you consider pulling him, and comes out, gets a quick ground ball to out number 1 of the inning.
Hayden Hyatt at the plate walked on 4 straight, and he squared the bunt on each of those pitches. Not this time. Swings, fouls back first pitch. The first game between these two teams, Hyatt had a fantastic day at the plate. And Huntsman, Wolfgram, thought it was a strike.
Yeah, held it there just a little longer, make sure the umpire can know where it was.
That's the passive-aggressive way of saying you just missed the call. And this is high with a breaking ball.
Love watching catchers try to help their pitchers get some strikes and close calls.
And he gets one there.
Good pitch by Huntsman right there.
Evens it at 2. Hyatt stands right on top of the plate, too. And check swing. They say no. He did not go.
First baseline umpire all over that. Ready.
And, we saw that same exact thing yesterday, and it was called a strike, and the hitter had taken off immediately. He didn't wait to see what the call was going to be. He took off knowing. That time Hyatt pretty confident it wasn't a strike. And ball 4 misses outside. You can tell that Huntsman likes to work the corners, and sometimes a pitcher like that, if the umpire squeezes his zone a little bit, makes it a little bit tough to execute your game plan.
Yeah, these are good pitches by Huntsman. They're just maybe a little bit out. Sometimes you just, as a pitcher, although you feel like it's a great pitch, or maybe it is a good pitch, maybe it's on the corner, you have to control what you can control, and the umpires are going to call what they're going to call. You just have to make the pitch that you need to make in that moment to give you the best chance of getting it out.
Kai Ward at the plate. And the throw gets away. Wolfgram tried to pick him off at second, and Hyatt gets a free 90 feet. Good hustle by Connor Ybarra to get over there and keep it just to one base.
Yeah, unlike the pickoffs we've seen all week from the pitcher to the first baseman that end up in the corner by the bullpen, which is like basically a 2-base error. A throw from the catcher down to first base bounces quickly to the right fielder, able to get back in, just keep him to 1-base advancement.
So Kai Ward, the freshman phenom from Maple Mountain, had a triple in the bottom of the second inning, cleared the bases. So already with 3 RBI in the ballgame, and a runner in scoring position this at bat as well. Fouled back into the stands, and the guy in the Phillies hat boots it.
I thought it was a Red Sox hat.
No, he would have booted it. Actually, our defense is way better this year. It's the hitting is non-existent. So Ward, the 1-1, fouls it back again.
Crowd has begun to swell even more now.
Kids out on the grass.
Yeah. Hoping for a free Frosty and a foul ball. Or just enjoying sliding down the grass over there.
You've got to believe that these state tournament games are the biggest crowds that they see here, or some of the biggest crowds they see here all year. This place is not quite full, but it's getting there.
Yeah, I've had the privilege of seeing a few UVU games here, and sometimes a rivalry with BYU, and those things will attract those big crowds on the night games.
Ward pops one up, and Stappieri settles under it. for out number 2. So that turns the order over and back to the plate, Nash Ferguson.
Coming to the plate, number 7, Nash Ferguson.
So Huntsman trying to get out of this one without any damage. And this one gets away from Wolfgram. And the runner moves up. Hayden Hyatt now stands at third base. And even though essentially a base hit's going to score a guy from second base with 2 outs, now that Hyatt's at third base, a wild pitch or a pass ball scores a run.
Yeah, the only
likely.
Yeah, the only consolation I would say is if Huntsman's more comfortable out of the windup, he now can go out of the windup. Chooses not to here.
Breaking ball in for a strike. Ferguson fouls another one back. So Huntsman ahead 1-2 now. Each of the first 2 innings, he's had a third out strikeout. Looking for the same here on Nash Ferguson. The pitch. Fouled away again. So good at bat by Ferguson. Fouls off a couple of pretty good pitches. And Huntsman gets him looking. Strike 3. So strands a runner. Score remains 5-2. We'll be back after this.
Baseball and softball injuries are difficult, especially when you're trying to continue competing at a high level. At Athletic Potential, we specialize in helping baseball and softball athletes overcome pain, improve performance, and stay on the field longer. From shoulder and elbow injuries to back, hip, and knee pain, our experts understand the unique demands of throwing, hitting, and rotational sports. Whether you're a competitive, collegiate, professional, or recreational athlete, our individualized approach is built specifically for you. Visit athletic-potential.com to schedule your consultation today.
Top of the 4th inning, Kevin Carter remains on the hill for Maple Mountain.
Leading off in the Vikings, number 23, Damon Banks.
Strike 1 to Damon Banks. Banks drives one into center field for a base hit. So Pleasant Grove gets their leadoff runner on board.
33, Carter Casperson.
Casperson we saw 2 nights ago come into the ball game and hit a pinch hit home run. It caused all sorts of controversy because it went right over the top of the foul pole. And one umpire called it foul. One umpire called it a home run. Now a little ground ball to right side. First baseman Mick Winward makes the easy play.
Total cue shot there. Casperson totally fooled on the pitch. Hits it directly off the end of the bat, spinning down the first base line. Easy play for Maple Mountain for the first out. Good as a bunt, though.
Yeah, moves the runner up. And a line drive gets through. Dagelback drives in a run. And the Pleasant Grove dugout explodes.
Yeah, this is exactly what we want to see out of Pleasant Grove. Give up a 5 spot in the bottom of the 2nd inning. You come back, you get 1 run in the top of the 3rd. Now you've got another one in the top of the 4th. It's a 2-run game, 1 out in this inning. It's exactly what Pleasant Grove needs to do, is to start gnawing away at the lead.
Dagelbeck, the 9-hitter, with his second knock of the night. And Clement gets drilled. Momentum is such a crazy thing in this game. 20 minutes ago, Maple Mountain was on top of the world. Now all of a sudden, Pleasant Grove's got 2 guys on and just 1 out. Carter's given up a base knock, now a hit by pitch, or a couple of base knocks and a hit by pitch.
Yeah, he's had 2 singles this inning, now a hit by pitch. And Wolfgram, apologize. Yeah, Wolfgram to the plate last time, launching a home run over to deep right center, hoping to repeat again.
We'll see if he's hacking on the first pitch. I would. Wolfgram, patience at the plate, gets ball 1. And Wolfgram with another base knock. This one gets by Beanfield and drives in another run. Wolfgram into second base, head first slide, and he is pumped. Wolfgram comes through with a big hit. And we're 5-4 are scored. We got runners on second and third base. Staffieri with a triple and a walk steps in. Fly balls should score 1. So now there's a appeal to third. Maple Mountain claiming that Dagelbeck didn't touch the plate. Clement on third, Wolfgram on second. Staffieri looks at strike 1.
Yeah, this is pretty much what you'd expect Pleasant Grove to do, right? You give them a chance, get some runners on base, especially any free passes with the hits batsman. This is a team that's going to take advantage, and they have so far, bringing the lead down to 1 for the Maple Mountain Eagles.
Staffieri fouls 1 back. May have a couple of baseballs in the bed of my truck by the time this night is finished.
Hey, that's some Frosties. Maple Mountain sending some personnel down to the bullpen.
Staffieri waits on the 0-2. This is outside. And now Pleasant Grove, especially if they could get a base hit, score a couple of more runs. Now they bring Huntsman back out, and he's got a 1-run lead. Almost like nothing's hurt. Gilmore warming up in the bullpen for Maple Mountain. Tate Gilmore. Carter hoping for a strikeout here. And line drive into center field. Kai Ward coming in on it. And the tag scores a run. And we're tied up at 5. So he does his job there, drives in a run. And Staffieri now. Another RBI, so that brings Keaton Nordic to the plate. Hit into a double play his last time up. So Pleasant Grove does a great job there. Anytime you've got less than 2 outs, fly ball with the guy on third base, especially the wind blowing out like it is, not only is it going to carry the ball, but that makes it an even tougher throw. Go directly into the wind.
Yeah, an objective complete for Pleasant Grove. You know you got to come in and nibble away at the lead. You get 3 runs so far here in the top of the 4th. Bring this game back even at 5s. Fantastic job.
And Nordic swings and misses. That was a swing with some intent.
Mm-hmm. Nordic not content with just 1 run in on a hit. How about 2?
This is just outside.
That's a great pitch by Kevin Carter. Hard to tell if it's off or not, but it's one of those, if you get that call, it changes the entire outlook of this at bat.
And this one hit back to the pitcher. Out number 3. So Pleasant Grove, 3 runs in the top of the 4th inning. They tie it up at 5. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Utah Valley University, UCCU Ballpark. I'm Dave Harrison alongside Mike Matthews, and we've got a fantastic ball game. Maple Mountain and Pleasant Grove in the elimination game of this 3-game set. The winner goes on to the state championship. And Huntsman starts the inning off with a strike. Caden Giles at the plate. And Huntsman's got to feel so much better about things now because it's 0-0 again. And it kind of erases everything that happened in that 2nd inning. Giles pulls one foul.
Well, there's something to be said. Momentum's a big deal, but it does take a little bit out of you if you're Pleasant Grove to be able to work back into a game like that. And sometimes that Maple Mountain able to mount another big inning like they did, it just makes it that much harder for you to be able to muster enough to get back into the game. This has been a long week for these guys. They have played a lot of baseball in the past 3.5 days.
That's a great point. Makes it that much more important for Pleasant Grove to come out and put a 0 up defensively. Because you're right. I mean, in any sport, you expend a ton of energy to come back. Ground ball bounces. Nordic goes across the diamond for out number 1. Yeah, you'll see it. In fact, we had a football game against Maple Mountain. They went up 26. We came back, scored 30 to take the lead, and they took the lead again, and it was just so hard to muster the energy to come back again. So, breaking ball just misses. A couple of wild pitches from Huntsman, but for the most part, he is right around the strike zone.
Yeah, he's definitely settled down since that 2nd inning. We talked about seeing him come out in the 3rd. It was kind of one of those things where you're going to go with a guy who's been hot, just maybe had a bad half. And Maple Mountain getting to him. You want to make sure they can prove that they can get to him again. Comes out, shuts him down in the bottom of the 3rd. Now he's throwing strikes and getting outs here in the bottom of the 4th.
Jeremiah Hall with a line drive into center field last time for a base hit. At the plate for Maple Mountain. It's the number 3 hitter. Plays shortstop. And he's had a nice tournament. Lets a breaking ball inside go by.
A lot of communication between Wolfgram and the coaching staff out of their dugout. Giving some quick hand signals, asking questions.
Line drive over the top of the second baseman. Clement just misses it. And this one gets all the way to the wall. Hall stops at second base. And a nice line drive for him. And again, Just about the same exact spot he hit the last one. This one got to the wall.
Yeah, you can tell Hall seeing the ball quite well right now. That ball was a little bit inside. Kind of looked like it almost got in on him just a little bit. Still strong enough to get through, get the barrel to it, drive it into the gap, and get a double out of it.
Between the wind and the turf, where the ball skips a little harder, faster than normal grass, that ball got all the way to the fence. And again, deep, deep center field here. So that brings Mitch Walker to the plate. Walked his last time up. Huntsman misses high. And we've seen this throughout the tournament. Pitchers seem to be much more comfortable pitching out of the full stretch or out of the full wind-up versus the stretch.
Well, you can see a lot. I mean, Huntsman having pitched roughly 3 days ago, I believe, on Monday, but he's been playing every day. Playing baseball that many days in a row does take its toll, and sometimes just being in the windup allows you to get a little better rhythm. Timing's a little bit better, especially when the legs maybe are a little bit tired. And we've seen that just increase in importance, being able to pitch out of the windup as this week's gone on.
So Hall with the double stands on second, 1 out. Mitch Walker at the plate. 1-1 count. And Maple Mountain trying to answer the 3-run top of the inning that Pleasant Grove had. Again, these two teams have battled back and forth. Just like we expected would happen.
Mm-hmm.
Huntsman spins, throws to second, and Hall back in time.
Yeah, well, I mean, what else would you expect in a team that's seen each other this many times? A lot of these guys play on other teams together or played against each other since they were kids.
A lot on the line for sure. Walker swings. This one's fouled back into the crowd. And it blows back into foul territory just about.
And Nordic actually would look like he wasn't going to have a shot anywhere near. I'm thinking it's going to make it to all the kids on the grass berm over there.
That's a strong win.
And the ball Nordic almost able to reach over that shorter wall and make a catch.
So the 1-2 to Walker. And this one's fouled back into the parking lot.
Westfield Longhorns and Spanish Fork Dons hanging out over on the top of the berm over here, just waiting for their game to start, 7 o'clock.
Huntsman delivers strike on the outside corner.
Upset is Mitch Walker. In a game like this, that's a pitch that, one, is near perfect pitch from Ryder Huntsman. Too close to take, and he's rung up.
Second strikeout for Walker today. Brings Mick Windward to the plate. He struck out twice today. Ryder with 15 strikeouts on Monday. A check swing foul. I think he's up to 6 or 7 strikeouts for Huntsman here through 3, midway through the ball game, essentially.
I'm counting 6 on my scorecard.
Okay, yep, right. 3 looking, 3 swinging. So Windward would like to score this run for the Golden Eagles. He waits on the 0-1. Swing, the ball lifted into right field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. And Hall comes around, and Maple Mountain back on top.
Mick Windward coming up big with 2 outs, looping that ball in no man's land in right center field, scoring the run for Maple Mountain and giving them the lead.
And, the outfielders, we talked about it, they've been playing deep, and they've had to because the balls really are flying out of here today. And so Ibarra was deep and right, and that ball just didn't hang in the air long enough for him to make the play. So Brooks Pratt now, the catcher at the plate. And a swing. Foul ball.
Now, how big is that from Mick Windward? I mean, he was battling in that at bat. Looked like Huntsman is just starting to find his groove again. Almost looked like his velocity was going up with each AB that he had this inning. Windward able just to have a better approach to the plate and get the job done.
So really hard hit ball by Hall. Got to the wall in that one. Just a little bloop into right field. Otherwise, Huntsman hasn't been touched. Now the ball gets away from Wolfgram.
Windward running on that play. Bobble from Wolfgram making it impossible for him to even get an attempt down to second. Likely would have taken second even if he wasn't trying to steal.
Yeah, pretty good jump there. You wonder if maybe there was a distraction. The runner going and Wolfgram reacted a little differently. Would have typically.
Okay, we're having a pinch runner here for Maple Mountain. Maybe Windward is at second. He looks like they're going to pinch run for him.
So 21 Cole Allred comes in to run, and he's played that role. Scored a couple of runs for Maple Mountain yesterday.
I believe Cole running in from the bullpen there. He was out in the bullpen hanging out, and they were looking for him in the dugout. Couldn't find him. Comes running in, gets a helmet thrown to him. Now out at second base.
Pratt fouls it back. A broken glass plug plays in my head every time there's a foul ball that hits something. Pitch outside. Wolfgram keeps it in front of him.
Just seems like there's a lot riding on every single pitch. Even on 0-0 counts, we're still feeling that heaviness of it. And this elimination game on day 4, championship on the line, the trip to the championship on the line for these two teams.
So Pratt, the 2-2 swung on, foul ball. Just barely got a piece of that to stay alive.
Great pitch by Huntsman. Just Pratt just getting just enough. Wolfgram unable to squeeze. Those are the ones that you think if you can catch that, you can walk off the field. And if you can't and something good happens for Maple Mountain, you think, what if you're Pleasant Grove? Although Huntsman looks like he's ready to make a strike 3 pitch right here.
Pratt waits inside and high. Pushes the count to full. A runner on second base is Allred. Pratt swings, drives one into the gap left center. Talon Page makes the running catch, so Pleasant Grove gives up 1, and Maple Mountain on top 6-5. We'll be back for the top of 5 after this.
Well, we all love spending time supporting our high school teams. Waddup's Insurance Agency is the team that will support and help protect you. Whether it's your business, home, rental, properties, cars, or recreational vehicles, Waddup's Insurance Agency is the local insurance pro you can count on. Call or text us at 801-683-3663 to evaluate your insurance program.
Back at Utah Valley University, Dave Harrison and Mike Matthews. KSL Rewind Sports broadcast of the 5A state baseball tournament. We've got 2 innings left. Maple Mountain up by 1. And Kevin Carter, the starting pitcher, still on the mound. Has thrown 67 pitches through the first 4 innings. And Ryder Huntsman up to 101 pitches through his 5 innings that he's pitched. Or excuse me, through his 4 innings. So actually 3 innings for Carter, 67 pitches. So a little bit of a high pitch count, I would say, for Huntsman. But, you know, his arms, he's going to tell you his arm's fine.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's going to call you tomorrow. So, swing,
It's going to be a
first
tough
pitch.
play. Not a chance. That ball hit so high off the turf. That's one of those that it's so high. You know, as a shortstop, you have one play, and that's to catch it and get rid of it. Maybe not a bad play by Hall just to hold on to that ball, thinking maybe rush it. You're going to get another base with a bad throw.
And Huntsman's got good wheels. He got down there quick. Yeah, sometimes holding on to the ball is the best play. You always want to throw it, but so Ibarra turns and bunts, pops it up.
Oh, that ball took a funny bounce back into play.
Brooks Pratt with a fantastic play to get the out at second. And I think what happened there is that Huntsman wasn't sure if that ball was going to be caught. It got popped up a little bit, so he had to wait to make sure that ball got down. So,
well, that's a great play by Pratt. Just to be able to see that, read it, pick it up, look up, know that he's got an easy out at second, makes the easy throw to second to get the lead runner. Now we've got 1 out.
Oh, line drive high into right field. Going back is Giles, and he's got it right in front of the track. Got under it just a little bit. That was Damon Banks, a good swing. And again, these outfielders are playing much deeper today than we've seen throughout the tournament, basically because that wind's blowing straight out.
Yeah, that ball looked like it was absolutely hammered and just didn't quite have the right sound coming off the bat. You can tell he just caught the end of the bat.
Yeah, that's a little bit what it sounded like. So Casperson steps in, takes strike 1. So Connor Ibarra on first base. And Bender misses inside.
Oh, umpire confirming what you just said. That ball was miss inside.
It's more an assumption on my part just when he didn't call a strike.
Well, everybody in Maple Mountainside asked, where was that? He told them. Inside. Pick over attempt by Kevin Carter to first base.
Swing and a miss. He's not getting cheated. Every time he swings the bat, it's with some purpose.
Yeah, we saw him get absolutely everything of a ball a few nights ago.
Carter misses high. Pushes the count to 2-2.
Not a bad miss. Yeah, like a little too high on a 1-2 pitch there. It had the right velo and the right location, just a little too high for Casperson to chase.
Pop throw down to first, not in time.
We'll see Ibarra get a head start here. 3-2, 2 outs.
Ibarra takes off. Swing, drive into center field. Fly ball moving in on it. is Kai Ward, and he makes a sliding play in center field for the third out. So after 5.5, Maple Mountain still leads 6-5.
Okay, so now he decides to exercise.
Yes, this was the best angle.
Life can get a little messy.
No way. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Best day ever.
Some taps create chaos.
No.
Tap Spend gives you 1% cash back when you spend and 2.75% APY when you don't. Tap responsibly. Visit tapbank.com.
Tab Bank, home of the Tab Spend Rewards checking account with 2.75% annual percentage yield on your account balance and 1% cash back on eligible purchases. Tap responsibly. Visit tabbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC.
So Tobin Dagelbeck will replace Ryder Huntsman on the mound for Pleasant Grove as we get set to start the bottom of the fifth inning. And Lincoln Beanfield at the plate for Golden Eagles takes strike one. You'll love to see that. We've seen a lot of different results from the bullpens, but typically you can see a guy come in and throw first two pitches for strikes. That's a positive thing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not an easy spot for Dagelback to come into, down one run in an elimination game, knowing that you've got to hold Maple Mountain.
Check swing, ball hit. Nordic comes up and throws Beanfield out at first for the first out of the bottom of the fifth inning. So again, tensions are going to start to rise a little bit. The emotions are going to start to come to the surface. The crowd's going to get louder and louder, and a ton of pressure here on both of these teams. Pleasant Grove now down one. So Hyatt steps to the plate. First pitch misses just high.
Well, if you're a baseball fan, this is exactly what we want to see. One-run lead, home team, heading late into the game. You know there's going to be some theatrics on their way.
Yeah, swing and a miss. Looks like maybe a changeup. And another off-speed pitch fouled back by Hayden Hyatt. Did you bleach your hair when you were in high school when you went to the playoffs? Was that a thing when you were playing?
I don't know if I want to say yes to that, but yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Yeah, we never did that. Way too radical for us. Strike three looking. So Hyatt goes down. Now they decorate them. They're, kids running around here look like they've got leopard print hair.
Mm-hmm. That's the fourth strikeout looking by a Maple Mountain hitter.
Kai Ward has hit the ball really well here today. Looks at ball one. Takes strike one. And yeah, bases loaded triple for Kai in the bottom of the second inning. And ground ball to second base. Clement gets it over to Banks in time. And Pleasant Grove holds Maple Mountain to 0 runs. A chance now for Pleasant Grove down one. We'll be back after this.
Baseball and softball injuries are difficult, especially when you're trying to continue competing at a high level. At Athletic Potential, we specialize in helping baseball and softball athletes overcome pain, improve performance, and stay on the field longer. From shoulder and elbow injuries to back, hip, and knee pain, our experts understand the unique demands of throwing, hitting, and rotational sports. Whether you're a competitive, collegiate, professional, or recreational athlete, our individualized approach is built specifically for you. Visit athletic-potential.com to schedule your consultation today.
So 2 innings left in this ball game, elimination game. Winner goes to the state championship. And Kevin Carter remains on the mound for Maple Mountain. Tobin Dagelbeck at the plate. He's got a couple of base hits, and he came in relief of Ryder Huntsman and shut down Maple Mountain there in the bottom of the 5th. Swings and misses there.
Yeah, good job by Dagelbeck to come in and understand the situation. Throw strikes, let your defense work, gets 3 quick outs, gives them a chance to get back in the dugout.
Dagelbeck takes ball 3. And, for a kid to come in, he's playing a field position, not have time to warm up in the bullpen, to come in and be able to be that effective is pretty impressive. And he takes a walk on ball 4, so the tying run on base for Pleasant Grove.
And a leadoff walk is not what you want to see for Maple Mountain. You understand now that you're going to have to make a play here or two to probably get out of this with how dangerous the Pleasant Grove lineup is, and they're top of the lineup coming up.
Clement with a couple of hits, a couple of runs scored today. He'll step in, a leadoff hitter for Pleasant Grove. Some discussion with his coach. On the Maple Mountain fans encouraging Pleasant Grove coach to keep it short. Now more joining in. So message delivered. Nash Clement steps in. Runner on first is Dagelbeck. See if he squares the bunt. Does not. Strike 1. Clement kind of wears his emotions on his sleeves a little bit. You can tell if he disagrees with something.
Okay, he's got a little bit of a swagger to him. He's kind of nonchalant in a lot of ways, but then will bring it when he needs to.
Leaves it down the third base side. Nice job. Hyatt comes in, charges, makes the out at first, which is really important because that's a tough play, and we've seen it already today where unable to make that play. 2 base runners on. So Hyatt gets the out, but Pleasant Grove, runner in scoring position now. And Bakke Wolfgram, who hit a home run earlier in the ballgame, is at the plate. Chance to tie this one up. And they're going to walk him.
Yeah. Get that double play back in order here. Guys already seen a ball really well and hit it a mile. I don't mind this call here.
Yeah, not at all. It was a no-doubter home run, but he also had a hard-hit single. So meeting on the mound now. We'll see if Kevin Carter stays in. A little bounce in the step of the Vikings.
It's almost like you could tell the Vikings knew that they were going to have an opportunity in this game. Just kind of waiting for that part of the game to take advantage and capitalize, put the runs across the board, and put the pressure back on the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles.
Yeah, big 3-run fourth that tied the game at the time. And, with Ryder Huntsman on the mound, they felt really good coming into it. And then they were down 5-1. And then once they tied it again, they felt really good about it again. And here with just 1 out in the top of the 6th, they've got base runners on first and second. So Pratt Brooks comes out, makes a call for Maple Mountain defensively.
You've got Porter Eddington warming up in the Maple Mountain bullpen, right along Tate Gilmore, who has been warming periodically throughout this game.
Gary at the plate. And Carter steps off. Staffieri with a couple of hits, a triple today. Been on base a few times. So he waits patiently. Takes strike one. Both these teams do a good job of swinging at good pitches. You don't see them chasing a whole lot out of the zone.
Well, especially early in the count. You can tell that they are looking for a single pitch in a single location. If they don't get it, they're not swinging.
But he paints the outside corner there. Carter up 0-2. Staffieri, the shortstop for Pleasant Grove. Bouncing ball to shortstop. 1 out. 2 outs. And Maple Mountain with a clutch double play.
We talked about Maple Mountain having to make a big-time play with that leadoff runner getting on, and there it was. Double play. Excellent job by the Eagles.
So Maple Mountain gets out of jam, and they maintain their lead 6-5. They'll be up in the bottom of the 6th after this. Back at Utah Valley University for the bottom of the 6th inning, I'm Dave Harrison alongside Mike Matthews. And Maple Mountain does a great job of getting out of that jam with a double play to end the inning. And now they would love nothing more than to get an insurance run or two before they go to the bottom, or before they go to the 7th inning. So Nash Ferguson, the leadoff hitter, steps in for Maple Mountain. And he squares the bunt, pulls it back, takes a ball. Dagelbeck remains the pitcher for Pleasant Grove. And he had a shutdown inning in the bottom of the 5th after replacing Ryder Huntsman.
That double play, a big momentum shift back to Maple Mountain.
And a high fly ball into left field. The wind's going to keep this in play.
Ooh.
And pushes it back. And the play made in the outfield. So Pleasant Grove, quick out.
Yeah, never an easy ball here at UCCU Ballpark. That's up high. The outfielders having to run one way, adjust back another way.
Giles grounds the ball. Left side, diving play by Staffieri, but he's unable to get the ball across the diamond. And Giles with the base hit.
Yeah, good job by Staffieri even to get to that ball.
That's a couple of times that Giles has beaten out a play. A couple of infield hits for him today. So Hall with a single and a double his last 2 at-bats steps in. And again, Maple Mountain would love an insurance run here. Dagelbeck out of the stretch. First pitch strike, gets ahead. He's done that. Every batter he's been ahead.
Yeah, and you can tell the approach of Maple Mountain though is they're not going to go out and try to hit a first pitch breaking ball. So Dagelbeck understanding that, coaching staff at Pleasant Grove are understanding that, throwing a lot of first pitch benders.
Giles at first. And a swing. Ball hit hard through the infield. And back-to-back base hits for the Eagles. The Golden Eagles. So Wolfgram out to talk to his pitcher for a minute.
Yeah,
seeing the effectiveness of these pitchers out of their stretch, not quite as good. And first time we've seen base runners for Dagelback, and again, a couple of well hit, kind of a seeing-eye single through the left side of the infield.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Wolfgram, maybe you go out and tell your pitcher, hey, you're 5 feet from a double play that's going to get us out of this inning here. You're doing just fine. Keep pounding the zone.
Walker squares, lays a bunt down, but it goes foul.
Yeah, I like this idea by Maple Mountain, but unfortunately you've got to get it down on that first pitch. It's just less effective now. Their defense is ready for it. They know something like that may happen, but once it's down, one pitch, you get it down, it puts more pressure on the defense to have to make the play.
And this ball's popped straight in the air, and we've seen these blow back into play, but not this time.
Free Frosty for a kid in a Maple Mountain hat. Looked like no attempt to catch that ball by any of the fans. Everybody just getting out of the way of that one.
I always love how when a foul ball gets hit in a softball or baseball complex, everybody yells like it's a grenade. So Walker now with 2 strikes. Swing and a miss.
Quality pitch from Dagelback.
Mick Windward, big single the last time he was up. Drove in a run, so he steps back in now with 2 outs. Runner still on first and second. And Dagelback spins, throws, not in time. Such a dangerous play. If that ball gets into center field, you got guys on first and second now, or second and third. Ball misses outside.
Wolfgram keeping that ball in front. Ball bounced in the left-handed batter's box.
Shadow starting to move onto the field of play. Again, the attempt at the pickoff at second base, unsuccessful. Nash Clement makes a nice play there at second base. Windward swings through the curveball. Or off speed, not sure that it was a curve, it may have been a change. So the 1-1. Swing, fouled straight back.
Well, Dagelback, after giving up 2 singles this inning, settles in, gets a strikeout. Now ahead in the count to Windward.
At a big spot here, it's much easier to score 1 run in an inning. And that's what Pleasant Grove needs to do to stay alive if they can get out of this without giving anything up. So Dagelback delivers, spoiled again.
Job by Windward there. Not giving any chance to maybe get rung up on his pitch there. Just pokes that foul.
So the 1-2 again. This one popped up to the infield. Damon Banks makes the play, so Pleasant Grove gets out of the bottom of the 6th inning without giving any runs up. Stranding 2, and the score remains 6-5 as we go to the 7th inning. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Utah Valley University. Dave Harrison and Mike Matthews here. Maple Mountain, Pleasant Grove move to the top of the 7th inning, so essentially Pleasant Grove has to score a run at least to keep this game going. And again, the winner goes on to the state championship. And the first pitch misses inside, low. Keaton Nordick, third baseman, at the plate for Pleasant Grove.
You can feel the tension in the building now. You've got kind of that intensity to it. There's some excitement. It's not overly loud right now. It's more just suspense. You got to love it. Top of the 7th. Season hanging in the balance for Pleasant Grove unless they can get a run across.
A lot of nervous energy. And pitch misses just outside.
And now there's a lot of noise.
Well, as we expected, and then
That's a good pitch by Kevin Carter.
changeup misses low. So the count goes to 3-1, and the most important aspect of this, especially if you're a leadoff hitter, get on base however you have to. Swings at the 3-1, pops it up.
Tough play with the wind.
Beanfield out, and the ball bounces. We saw almost that exact same play the other night with Westfield at Spanish Fork, and Westfield was able to turn that into some momentum and some runs. So Huntsman now at the plate for Pleasant Grove, and they've got their leadoff runner on first base.
You knew that was going to be a tough play. Outfielder, center fielder has to range all the way from left center, playing very far back. The second baseman, more of a chance at that. Seemed to be under it, then it just kept pushing him back into and more towards right field. Unable to come up with it, and the leadoff runner is on for Pleasant Grove.
So Huntsman at the plate. Squares the bunt. High and tight. Carter comes up top. And Huntsman gets out of the way of that. So the main objective here for Pleasant Grove is they've got to get one run across. But as we've seen, once things start to roll your way, momentum carries. Huntsman swings away and fouls it off. They squared about the first pitch, pulled it back, and this time swinging away.
Yeah, a little shocked we don't see another bunt here. It's still a high-pressure play for the defense. A well-placed bunt here to be able to get it down, or to be able to field it cleanly and get it across the diamond.
Hayden Hyatt's made a couple of plays already. Not exact situation here tonight. Carter goes over to first.
No tip from Huntsman at home plate to square. Sometimes as coaching staff, you pick over just to see if you'll get a little bit of knowledge from the batter at home plate.
Huntsman squares this time and fouls it up and into the Pleasant Grove dugout. We talked about a high level of execution by these high school kids with this sacrifice bunt, and it's such an important part of the game.
Looks like we'll have a pinch runner here. 22 for Pleasant Grove. That's Carter Wilkes. Coming in to run for Nordic.
So Wilkes now on first base. Pretty good lead. Huntsman at the plate. 1-2. Swings and fouls another one off. So now you're battling to find a good pitch that you can drive. And Carter's going to try and make you chase something here.
These are big time at bats as a player. You know what's on the line.
Pitch. The swing. Line drive into center field. Kai Ward backs up, makes the play.
A double read by Kai Ward. 4 hard steps back, stops, then has to take 2 more steps back, brings it in. Big time play by Kai Ward in center.
The wind's blowing hard enough that it adds another element of difficulty when you're playing center field or anywhere in the outfield for that matter. So Ward makes a nice play and records the first out of the inning, which is big. So Connor Ibarra steps in. Wilkes on first. Ibarra takes ball 1.
Naturally, just as the outfielders figure it out, wind blowing straight across the diamond now to right field.
Kevin Carter has gone the whole way for Maple Mountain and has done a nice job staying around the strike zone. 1-1 count now for Ibarra. Swing, ground ball right to the shortstop. Hall catches, makes the double play, and that is our ball game. Maple Mountain moves on to the state championship. What a performance by Kevin Carter. Induced a couple of ground balls to get out of innings, and Maple Mountain survives a fantastic ball game with Pleasant Grove.
My goodness, Maple Mountain able to stave off Pleasant Grove. 100% pumped up right now. What a game by Pleasant Grove, though, to be able to claw their way back in after giving a 5 spot in the second inning, scoring 3 in the top of the 4th to tie it. But Maple Mountain put 1 across in the bottom of the 4th, makes the difference. The Golden Eagles heading to the championship game. Series, that is, championship series.
Really good job defensively, I thought, from Maple Mountain's infield. Hayden Hyatt made some plays at third, but they turned a couple of double plays. Beanfield turns it nice, and that's the difference. They finish it off with a double play. Kevin Carter, a complete game win, and congratulations to the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles, who move on to play the winner of Spanish Fork and Westfield. So for me, Dave Harrison, Mike Matthews, Vincent Francis, we bid you farewell, and we'll be back here in about 30 minutes.